Hi. It's very, very long overdue. So I appreciate your patience and I welcome you back. I have so much to tell you guys. I thought maybe we would do a little get ready with me for the day while I just give you a little update on how 2025 has been because I have graduated from dental hygiene school. So there's a lot to catch you guys up on. So let's begin. I made some notes because I had to kind of recall everything that's been going on these last few months, so let's start there. Okay, so in January, one of the biggest things and one of the first things that, oh my gosh, that happened was the boards seminar. I went to the Andy RDH boards review in North Carolina, and I was there, I think it was like from a Wednesday to a Sunday, maybe Thursday to Sunday. And I went with a few of my classmates, and honestly, it was one of the best things that I could have done to prepare for the boards. So if you have the option of going to a boards review, I would definitely suggest it. I only have great things to say about Andy's board review and Andy RDH, the board review book and the app and all of the test questions and stuff, because obviously like that's what I used. I also was hired on by Andy as a student liaison. So if you do go to the Dental Hygiene Academy TikTok page, you'll see a lot of videos of me. That's what I used to prepare for the boards, and I will spoil this a little bit, but yes, I did end up passing. So I would go back and use the Andy RDH board review stuff again if I had to. But pretty much the review was like an all-day thing every single day. You were sitting, there were really incredible instructors kind of teaching you, like walking through the book with you and giving you a bunch of like mnemonics or explanations. They had time for questions and they were really good at answering them, and there were a lot of like practice test questions even during the seminar, so that was nice. And I do feel like it helped me a lot. As you guys know, I am not like easily smart. It takes me a lot of like breaking things down to understand it. So I think that the seminar was extremely valuable for a learner like me. So yeah, that was the first thing that happened in January. And again, pretty much I would just say go to the review if you have the opportunity, or at least purchase a board review package. It doesn't have to be the one where you travel in person. It can just be the book and the app. The Andy RDH book is incredible. It's extremely detailed, and if I didn't study it from start to finish, I'm not sure I would have passed the exam. About the board review trip though, I am not going to throw anyone under the bus or name any names, but I do want to say be careful who you travel with. That trip did end up harming a friendship of mine that I valued very deeply, and I'm still recovering from that. This is like kind of different than what I usually talk about or what I post, but it happened and it's played a really big role in shaping me these last few months, and so I just need to verbalize that. Be careful who you travel with. Make sure that you're going with people who are like extremely dedicated to use that opportunity to learn, because it is so important to be in the right mindset during the seminar. And then also, it's exhausting, at least it was for us. We went to North Carolina, so we had a very early flight, and then you're in seminars all day, and then we did enjoy our evenings, and there was a time difference, so we were going to bed very late. And I think that a big part of what happened was exhaustion and hormones, because there's a lot of girls, but I would just keep that in mind when thinking about who to go with if you are able to travel for a board review seminar. So yeah. The week after North Carolina, actually, I started school again, my last semester, and that weekend I went to Crested Butte for my best friend's bachelorette party. You guys definitely know all about Alina if you've been on this channel for a while. She's been my best friend since she was 9 years old, and she got engaged last fall. And so the week after North Carolina, we actually did a little road trip to Crested Butte for her bachelorette party. But Alina ended up getting so deathly ill literally when we got there, like the last 40 minutes of our road trip to get there, because it's about 5 hours away. She was kind of complaining about her tummy not feeling good, and we were like, oh, you're fine, like you probably just have to go to the bathroom. So when we got there, she literally, before saying hi to all of her friends that were like jumping for joy and welcoming her to our beautiful place, she was like, I need to go to the bathroom. Long story short, she ended up having food poisoning so bad. And I'm a very maternal person, and I was definitely on duty to take care of her. And it was really scary for me. She like was not okay. She ended up deathly ill. We ended up calling the paramedics at like 3 a.m. to come and give her some like medication to just help her survive, because it was really, really rough. The next morning, I took her to an IV bar to get some fluids in her, and the trip went well. We ended the last day skiing, but it just wasn't ideal. And it was just really sad for me to witness, but I'm glad I was able to be there and take care of her. So that was a crazy weekend. So I started school the week that Alina had her bachelorette party. So clinic began, and this semester in clinic, we were trying to get appointment times in an hour and a half, like the entire appointment from start to finish. And so that was a goal of mine from the beginning. So we had a few test outs that needed to be completed this semester, and one of them was called the check-in, check-out, and it literally was like getting 2 patients done in one appointment time. And of course, you guys know me, I'm a go-getter. I tried it my first day. I did not pass it that first day, but it was because of some technical issues. Our clinic got nomads this last semester, and there was just like an issue with the wiring in the room I was in that day, so I did not get to pass it that day, but it was okay. It's not a big deal. I knew that if I tried it that first day, I'd have all semester to get it done. I completed every single requirement that I needed to be able to graduate probably a month before clinic was over, which was so nice. I worked really hard to get the right patients and to get all of my requirements completed. I actually did have a really difficult patient this last semester, actually a few of them. One of them I had to dismiss, and it was a really hard day for me. I was really invested emotionally, and it was tough. This patient was pretty uneducated when it came to oral health. Understandably, a lot of patients are. That's my job, is to educate you. But yeah, it was just like a really big learning curve to kind of educate someone on what was going on and to be there for them emotionally, because it was a very emotional conversation and a very emotional day. I had to dismiss this patient who has never even had a single filling completed, and pretty much let them know that they needed quite a few teeth pulled. Their case was very severe and they had no idea. And it just goes to show that not everything is visible from the naked eye. You don't have to be in pain for something to be wrong, and it doesn't have to look bad for it to be unhealthy. So that was just like a really rough one. And then I also had another patient who spoke very little English and needed local anesthetic and has never had a cleaning in their life, and it was just like really difficult but super interesting and a really big learning curve. I really enjoyed working with that patient, again, explaining things in a way that they could understand, especially with like a language barrier. And it was just really cool. I felt really proud of myself. So yeah, clinic overall was good this semester. Obviously exhausting. We had clinic on Fridays. We had to be there at 6:30, so that was like difficult, but I really enjoyed it. I just went into a mindset of I'm here to like practice my skills. So I constantly was using new instruments, trying to figure out which ones I loved, creating new patterns of how my appointments would go. And yeah, it was just like a really good semester. I felt like I was really in my element and perfecting things for me. In January, I also said goodbye to my sister. She did her study abroad semester in Portugal, so that happened in January as well, and it was like, ugh, I was really sad to leave, like to have her leave me, but I was also just living through her because how freaking cool is that? Now that it is June, she is back. She had the best time ever. She would go back in a heartbeat, and it was a really cool experience, she said. Okay, so in February, first there was Valentine's Day. Austin filled the entire windshield of, it was a Friday, I remember. It was a Friday, I was going to clinic. I had to be there at 6:30 in the morning, and I got into the truck at like 5, and the entire windshield was filled with roses. It was so cute. Alina eloped, her and her husband eloped on 2/22, and they just did it in the mountains on the top of like a ski lift snowboarding one day, which was so cool. We celebrated my mother-in-law's birthday. She turned 60 this year, but we're telling everyone she's 30, so keep that a secret. And that was super fun and nice. She went to Disney for her birthday, but then when she came home, we like did brunch and dinner, and it was great. And then, of course, I spent the entire month of February and January and December, but the entire month of February studying for the NBDHE. If you guys want a more detailed explanation on like how I studied, I can try and do that for you guys. But yeah, I just spent literally every minute that I could studying for the NBDHE. I also was in other classes though, so I was completing assignments and taking exams and doing all of that as well. And at one point in February, I think it was towards the end of the month, I did go to a Nuggets game. We watched basketball, and my sister, I think I might have mentioned this, but my middle sister is a Denver Nuggets dancer. So it was just really cool to like go to the game and to watch her perform and be in her element. And it was nice to get out, because when I say I was studying every waking moment, I mean it. All right, so March started out with Alina's wedding reception. You guys know that I am Russian. Well, here in Colorado, there's like a restaurant that a lot of Russians go to celebrate big events, and they booked it for their wedding reception, and I did her wedding photography, which was so cool. We like stopped at a park and did some wedding photography there, and then I did do photography in the restaurant like all night. It was so fun and amazing. She looked so beautiful. I helped do her makeup, and we got ready together, and it was just such a beautiful day. And of course my speech was like the best, and I bawled my eyes out, could not contain myself. I'm so emotional, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it was a beautiful night. The most important part of March, of course, was I did end up taking the NBDHE. I took it on like the 24th, I think, or something like that. And there's a video on my TikTok. There's also a video on my Instagram, just like a little vlog, a little diary of the day, because I took videos every time I was in my car. And it was a really scary exam. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. It was long. You definitely get tired from staring at the computer screen. It took me about 7 to 7.5 hours to complete the entire exam. And I thought some parts were extremely difficult. I was definitely preparing for the exam to have like both names for every drug, and mine did not. So I guess just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people say that the first 200 questions are like super difficult and that the case studies are easier, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I thought that my case studies were the hardest part of the exam. My first 200 questions were definitely difficult, but the easier part. My case studies were so challenging, and I felt like I was getting every single one of them wrong. It was definitely like nerve-wracking. And then of course, as you guys know, you're waiting 3 weeks for your results to come in. So it was just a really rough time, but it was also the end of March, so finals were happening, and I was focusing on all my schoolwork to try and keep my mind off of waiting for score to come in. But I was in the second group in my class that like took the exam, and so a lot of my friends found out that they passed, and I was still waiting for mine, and that was really hard. But long story short, I ended up passing, and my video finding out my results is on my Instagram and my TikTok, so if you guys want to see it, go ahead and look. And if you need me to post it in here, like, I would love to, because of course it's such a great video. I bawled my eyes out and I was just so happy, and I had my kids read the results for me because I was way too scared to look. And yeah, it was just like a really great moment finding out that all of my hard work, I'm trying not to cry, all of the effort I put in gave me the result that I was working so hard for. So, and I'm very happy I never have to take it again. So in March, I also got my graduation pictures done. Obviously, like, I took them and Austin took them, so that was a lot of fun, and it just kind of made it all feel really real. Like, I can't believe that we are at this point and that these 2 years just like flew by. Like, how did that happen? That's so crazy. It kind of feels like a fever dream. Katya also got pictures done in March for dance, which was super fun. She got invited to audition for Team. Again, this was the 3rd year in a row that she's been invited to audition for Team. And now that I'm done with dance, she is finally going to audition this year, which is just like so exciting. And what's really cool is like she wants to. It's not us telling her that this is happening. It's literally her saying that she like wants to do it, and that has just been super fun as a parent to witness her falling in love with like a skill and working so hard for it. And so it's really cool watching her like look after me and also work hard for something that she wants. It's just been really fun. So April, I don't really even know what to say. It was kind of like a big blur. I had final. In ethics, we did have like a final that was interesting. It was acting out a lawsuit, or like, yeah, a lawsuit with the dental board. I ended up actually being the patient, which was really funny. My name was Sue Happy. Oh my gosh. And the dentist's name was Phil A. Cavity. I thought that was so funny. I did apply for malpractice insurance, so I have that. And yeah, it was an interesting class. And then May came along, and that's where things get nice and busy. So I'm still not used to saying this out loud, but I'm just gonna like say it because it's the truth and I need to get used to it. May started out with my birthday. On May 5th, my birthday is Cinco de Mayo, I finally turned 30. 30. Ugh, gross. Am I old, you guys? I always knew that like my 30s were gonna be my years, especially when hygiene school started, and I knew that I was gonna like turn 30 literally when I graduate. But yeah, it feels weird now that I'm actually in it and I have to appreciate it. Austin went all out. It was so sweet. We like had a little party, and it was like funeral themed, the death to my 20s, and so everyone had to wear black, and there were a few friends that wrote eulogies, and they were just so cute, and it was so nice being with people I love. The week after I turned 30, Austin and I celebrated our 1-year wedding anniversary, which is so crazy because I remember getting married right before Stab Lab last year, and now we just hit a year. We had an amazing anniversary. We went and watched the Book of the Mormon. It was my first time. If you guys have seen it before, let me know and let me know what you guys thought, because I thought it was just so funny and so fun. The first year, our anniversary gifts were paper themed, so I actually got him like a roll of customized toilet paper, and then I also got him a comic book. I had our love story made into a comic book, which was so cute, and then I also had a local artist paint a painting from our like wedding day. But his gift, you guys, this man, he knows the way to my heart. He presented this piece of paper that ended up being like a written out itinerary for the 4th of July. He is taking us to Seattle. And so I was just like so excited. And Austin has never been to Seattle, but I lived there for almost 4 years. My son was born there. And so I'm so excited to like show him everything that I fell in love with, because I fell in love with Washington State so much. I'm just excited to like show him. And also, I'm sorry, but fireworks, first of all, are beautiful and stunning, and like I love them. But imagine a fireworks show on the water so that you also get the reflection. Like, you're kidding. And also all the seafood. I'm just so excited to show him all of my absolute favorite things. It was the best gift I could have ever gotten for our anniversary. You guys, if your partner can get through hygiene school with you, like, I think they deserve a certificate or some sort of license. Maybe like they become an immediate licensed therapist or something, because that man has been through this with me, and I am just so honored that he chose to like love and support me. The day after our anniversary was Mother's Day. I don't really remember what we did. I just know it was great, so whatever it was great. But a few days after Mother's Day was graduation, and graduation was very interesting, you guys. You get in a line with like everyone that graduated from that school. It's not your classmates, and you just kind of like walk through this room, but I did do it.
Lizzie PodNich, Associate of Law and Science, Data Hygiene.
But what really matters is the day after. The day after graduation was pinning. There were awards given out, and I actually did get not one, you guys, but 2 awards. I wrote them down. Oh wait, I didn't write all of them down. Because I kind of put together awards for our like graduation dinner that we had, where everyone voted people for specific awards. And if you guys want to see those, let me know. I do believe I saved all of them in a file somewhere, and I can show you because I made up the cutest names for them, and everyone voted, and then I tallied up the votes. But anyways, the award that my class voted me for was most likely to become like a famous dental influencer, and I thought that was so funny, and so I named the award Sets Up Camera to Cry, and I like gave everyone a frame, and it was just so funny. At the pinning, I did get 2 awards. I got one that was like, it's called the Elizabeth Reyes Krasovic Memorial Scholarship Award, which was really cool, and then I got another one that was like excellence, like dental hygiene excellence award or something, and I just felt very honored. It was a big deal. It was a big deal to me, and I'm proud of myself. Also, something that's really cool is the day that I had my pinning ceremony, my middle sister, Paula, graduated college. So I got to experience that with my sister, which was just like really cool. I'm so proud of her, and yeah, that was cool. Oh my gosh, you guys. This just happened like a week ago, so I guess it would be technically June, but I got my license. My license came in, my dental hygiene license and my local anesthetic license. So I have officially my first day of work coming up, and yeah. Does not feel real. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so scared, but if any of you guys are dental hygienists and you have any tips for a new grad, please, please, please comment them, because I will accept all the tips and all the things that you want to tell me. And I also wanted to make this video because I love you guys so much, and I'm so blessed to have all of you. Thank you for sticking around and being here for me these 2 years. I'm so excited to start filming just like how the transition from school to real life clinic goes. If you guys have any video ideas, please comment them and I'll write them down. I'm gonna get back to filming more often for you guys and more consistently. And I'll start after this video with having you guys come with me, because tomorrow I go on a flight to Scotland for a week, so I'm excited to film that and show you guys kind of how my week in Scotland is. And I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. And yeah, bye.